stranded on an icy moon. And the only warmth comes from a tiny alien wolf girl. The crash had been sudden, violent, and merciless. One moment, I was coasting through the silent dark in my survey craft, mapping mineral deposits on the moon Cryos 9. And the next, a storm of frozen meteors tore my ship apart. When I woke, I was lying on a bed of frost, the wreckage smoldering in the distance, ice crackling beneath me like brittle glass. The cold sank into me instantly. Cryos 9 was notorious for its sub-zero wastelands, but reading numbers on a screen never prepared you for air that froze your eyelashes shut. My emergency beacon was shattered. My heater pack destroyed. All I had was a thermal suit with a failing battery. I stumbled across the snow, searching for anything. Shelter, debris, a sign of life. But Cryos 9 wasn't known for life. My breath came out in heavy plumes, and panic whispered inside me. "You'll freeze before sunrise." That was when I heard it. A soft growl, almost a whimper. Froze, turning slowly. From behind a ridge of blue ice, something crawled into view. At first, I thought it was a snow beast, one of the rumored predators explorers whispered about. But no, this creature was small, no higher than my knee. She looked almost like a wolf pup, except her eyes glowed amber in the dark, and her fur shimmered faintly with heat. I blinked, my frozen brain unsure if it was a hallucination. But the warmth rolling off her body told me she was real. "Easy," I whispered, crouching low. The little wolf girl tilted her head, ears twitching. She had fur but also something startlingly humanoid. Slight hands tipped with claws, a posture that shifted between beast and child. When she stepped closer, the snow hissed beneath her paws, melting in her warmth. She sniffed the air around me, then pressed against my leg. The sudden wave of heat nearly made me gasp. My body, moments from shutting down, drank it in desperately. "Thank you," I muttered, voice shaking. She chirped, a sound halfway between a bark and a laugh. Then she tugged at my sleeve with her small clawed hand, pulling insistently. "You want me to follow?" Her glowing eyes met mine. Something inside me trusted her more than I trusted my own instincts. So I followed. We crossed the snow plains, her small form darting ahead with surprising energy, leaving steaming paw prints in the frost. She glanced back often, making sure I kept pace. My suit's battery flickered its last warning, but the heat radiating from her kept my blood moving. Finally, she led me to a cave. Inside, the walls glittered with frost crystals, but the air was warmer, thanks to a nest of strange stones glowing faintly red. She padded over and curled into the center, motioning with a soft yip for me to join. I sat near her, shivering violently. She climbed into my lap without hesitation, pressing against me, her fur radiating like a living heater. The absurdity nearly broke me. I was stranded on an icy moon, saved not by my training or technology, but by a tiny alien wolf girl. "Guess it's just us," I murmured, stroking her fur cautiously. She leaned into it, purring in a low, rumbling way. Hours passed. I drifted in and out of restless sleep, waking each time the cold threatened to bite. Each time, the little wolf girl pushed closer, as though she knew my limits better than I did. In the dim glow, I studied her. Her fur wasn't just fur. It seemed designed with heat channels running through it, almost biological radiators. Her ears twitched at every sound in the cave. And her small hands, though clawed, held an intelligence in the way she touched me, gently, carefully. She wasn't just an animal. She was someone. When morning, or what passed for it on Cryos 9, came, she stirred, nudging me awake. She padded to the cave entrance and barked once, sharp and commanding. I stood, groaning, and followed her outside. The cold hit me again, but not as brutally. The sky was pale blue, streaked with frozen clouds. She bounded ahead, then stopped, wagging her small, fluffy tail impatiently. "You've got a plan, don't you?" "Yes." And she did. She led me across ridges of jagged ice until we reached another wreck, part of my survey craft's cargo pod. Inside, half buried, I found emergency supplies. Rations, a flare, and a working comm beacon. Relief nearly knocked me to my knees. I activated the beacon, and it began its slow pulsing call into the void. Rescue wouldn't be instant, but it would come. I turned to the wolf girl, who sat proudly beside me, chest puffed as though she'd known all along. "You saved me," I whispered. "Without you, I'd be a frozen statue right now." She padded over, resting her tiny head against my hand. I stroked her fur again, warmth and gratitude flooding me. Days passed before the rescue shuttle arrived. In that time, she stayed by me, sharing heat, guiding me to edible plants hidden beneath the ice crust, teaching me the rhythms of her world. We didn't speak the same language, but we didn't need to. When the shuttle finally descended, its engines burning the snow to steam, I felt a pang I hadn't expected. Would she come with me? Or vanish back into the icy wild she belonged to? I stepped toward the open hatch, then looked back. She stood a few feet away, ears perked, tail swishing slowly. For a moment I thought she would turn and run. Instead, she bounded forward and leapt into my arms, nuzzling against me as though her choice was clear. The crew aboard the shuttle stared in shock when I carried her inside, wrapped in my arms like a miracle. "She's coming with me," I said firmly. No one argued. How could they? She had saved me, not technology, not training. A tiny alien wolf girl, burning with warmth on a frozen moon, had given me life again. And as the shuttle lifted from Cryos 9, I held her close, her soft heat steady against my chest, knowing I was no longer stranded and no longer alone. The days blurred together in the icy wilderness, each one a fragile battle against cold and despair. But with her by my side, survival felt possible. She shared her warmth freely, nudged me awake when I drifted too close to death, and even guided me to strange crystalline plants buried beneath the frost. Plants I would never have noticed without her keen senses. When the rescue shuttle finally appeared, cutting through Cryos 9's pale sky like a burning star, my heart leapt. A signal of salvation. The crew descended with thermal blankets and scanners, their shocked eyes fixed not on me, but on the small figure pressed close to my leg. "This is impossible," one whispered. "There's no life on Cryos 9. But there she was, fur glowing faintly, amber eyes steady, tail flicking as though daring them to deny her existence. They reached for me, but I shook my head. Not without her. She saved me. No one argued. Perhaps they saw it too, that I would have been a frozen corpse without her warmth, her guidance, her silent companionship. As the shuttle lifted, steam rising from the melted snow beneath its thrusters, she pressed her head against my chest, her tiny claws gripping my jacket. She did not look back. Neither did I. Through the viewport, Cryos 9 shrank into a sphere of endless white. A graveyard I had narrowly escaped. I stroked her shimmering fur and whispered, "You're not just my rescuer. You're my partner now." Her ears twitched. A soft, rumbling purr filled the cabin.